This is Van Electric Ghost, and we're doing a live recording session. And what you can see here is we've got our Akai Force, and we've got a boutique from Roland, the JD08, which is a really awesome synth. And what we're going to do today is actually do something that we have two different types of expansive sound. Expansive sound is our style music, which is a combination of multiple genres like new wave, funk, progressive rock, psychedelia, hip hop, all those type of things. And normally we use our workflow with Moogs and Rolands and hardware synths, and we record it with our R20 from Zoom, which is a fantastic recorder right now. We're actually using a Zoom L8 live on this podcast through StreamYard. And what we've got is we'll let you hear the JD08. So if I actually have it connected through MIDI, and now you should be able to hear it if I can get it set up right. I had it working. Oh, yeah. No, it's not. You can hear it on the keys. So we've got a little bit of an issue here. What's going on? Should be working. Had it working before. It's annoying. Oh. Oh, that's why. Wait a second. I gotta shut it off and turn it back on. It's one of these things with the MIDI control on this thing. I don't know why it doesn't want to recognize it, but let's get it back on for a second. Yeah, we should get it. We're actually going to use the cutoff. We're using the low pass filter. That's one of the LFOs. So what we're going to do with this sound construction, what's cool about the Akai Force is we've got a couple of tones already built into it. So it's like a DAW that already has all your instruments. You don't need to connect it to a computer. So on the first channel, we've got this bass. And the next channel, we've got the boutique. We can use the pads or we can use the keyboard. And then we've got on the next channel, like some kind of like space pad. And then I think I've got a Mellotron flute. And then we've got our drums. And what we're going to do is you can see it lights up some parts of the keyboard more than others. You can see our L8 over on the other side. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to construct a drum track, and we just want to be able to get to it so you can see us doing it. So if you hit the note, one of the cool things on this thing is you can hit the note and you get different levels. So if you have the first level is only this section here, but if you hit the note button one more time, you get access to everything. And then if you go into record mode, and we're going to try to get into record mode, and wait a second here, I got a mic in a better position. So we get into record mode, and then you just hit the record. So it's lit up, and then you can launch it. If I can get the record arm right, it's not launching right. So we got to stop it and get it set to record. Once it's blinking, then you can actually take one of the launch sections. And right now we're on row 1. We've got some of these instruments in here. And you hit the launch, it'll do a count. Now what I did is I actually got this out to like 24 bars, and now I'm going to stop. Now it's going to start looping. Now I can stop it, and then I can go to my next instrument, which is the bass, but I think I want to go to my boutique JD08. And the JD08 is really fantastic because we focus on it a little bit more. On the JD08, what's really fantastic about it, and they've replicated, this was a digital synth in the age of when digital synths had menu diving on the DX7 and even the D50. This thing is kind of uses partials. So each one of the sounds is like 4 sounds to it, kind of like on the D50, except that you can use this palette and you can change the levels of all the sounds, and you can actually then change the focus and do all the subtractive synthesis on each particular sound or all of them. So right now we've got it in layer active, and all the layers are active. And one thing about this synth was it does control like this thing called a time variant filter and time variant envelope. And so it has a lot of things going on after you hit the note. If you have the sustain up, or you have that set up to do that. Right now we're going to use this sound. It's this patch 11, A11, and we modified it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the keyboard, the pads on the Akai Force to put together the sequence. And we already put down a drum. So next time we hit the record button, if our focus is on the next instrument, which will go back to this so you can see. So the focus is going to be on this instrument on 3, because this is where we have the JD08. So we're going to kick off the JD08 by, it's already blinking. So if I hit the launch button, now I just going to stop that, and then we'll do some time correction on it because I was just kind of riffing around. And so if we hit the shift button and then hit the quantize, you can hit the quantize, and that'll kind of fix everything. And you can go back and you can play with it. But we're going to just see what we can do with that, and we're going to introduce the next instrument, which was like the bass on channel 1, and hit the record again, and then kick that off. So then we just introduced that. So now we've got like 3 different things going on. And then we can bring in the flute. So I think they put the flute over here. Let's stop it and check it. Yeah, the flute is on channel 5. So, I'm putting all these things on line 1, but if I decide I want to move them around, I can copy and move around. But right now I'm going to put them all here, and I'm going to put a flute in and then kick it off. So now we've got that introduced, and now what we can do is we can actually copy some stuff. So I'm going to copy, get rid of that, stop. So I'm going to delete this, but I'm going to copy this line and bring it down here. And then I'm going to copy the drums and bring it down here. So now I just have the drums, and then if I want to just have the bass, I go put that on a separate line. And so what you can do here, now I've got like 4 launches for different things, and then I can copy the JD08 and put it down here. So now I've got 5 different patterns just from that. And then I can go and create another drum pattern. So I can just open up the drum pattern and then hit the clip button and increase the loop length. So I can go and increase the loop length here. You just click on a loop length, and I'm going to knock it up to like 24. And then on this line now, I'm going to go back to the matrix. Now I can just hit record and do a new drum line for this particular row. So I'm going to hit the new. So I went a little crazy on that drum. I'm going to stop it. So now I got a separate drum line. So what I can do is I can play around with the clip launching. So let's try this. So let's just do the drums. And if I wanted to go play JD08, I can play with the keys.
I just want to get to the G-spot girl. Just want to get inside her world and get to play with her curls. Just want to get inside that G-spot girl. G-R-R-L-L in the tongue world. But you just want to get in that G-spot girl. Just want to get inside of her world. Just play with her girl. Just wanna get in that G-spot girl. Just wanna get inside of her world. Just wanna get into that G-spot girl. The micromanage over. The micromanage is my world. Just wanna get in a G-spot girl. The micromanage my world. Just wanna get into her world. A micromanage that good girl. Micromanage the world. The flags on burn. And she showed me that heart plugged in the world. She showed me that micromanage the world. She showed me how micromanage the world. She showed me that they show me how curls. Show me your micromanage, then show me your curls, and then my flag will fall. Show me your micromanage, then show me your curls, and then the flag will fall. Show me your heart plug in, let the heart plug all the way in. unplug all the way in. It ain't innocent unless you wanna do it again. Part plug. Unless you wanna do it again. And once you wanna get over you, and that's true. If the fluence of the world, my sticky boo, the fluence is over you. Yeah, my sticky boo. And the fluence is over you. You know you break all the rules. The fluence is all over you. My sticky boo. My sticky boo.
So we just kind of got lost in it, but the fact is, what we do here is not that different than what we can do over on the other side of the room, where you can see our other sense. That's what we usually do, and then we just lost the signal. You get that back on. So wait a second. So yeah, now I'm back. You can see me. One of the things we like to do is actually go into arranger mode, which is really fantastic. When this first came out, people were like, "Well, it's not really a real DAW because you couldn't put together a song." And now with arranger mode, you actually can put a song together. So we're going to try that. So when we go into arranger mode, what the cool thing about arranger mode is that you can do the following thing. So if we focus just on the Akai Force, we're going to get a little closer and actually look at what we're going to do here. So what you do is you go into the menu, and then there's a thing called arranger. If you hit the arranger mode, what you do have to do is actually build your song length. So we're going to go out right now. It defaults to like 128. And then what we're going to do is make that like 152. Like that ends up being like 4 or 5 minutes. And then go back into arranger mode and then manually take the length and then stretch it out so we can see the whole project. And then it'll start on bar 1. If you need to go back to bar 1, you could always go here and go back. We found out that's a shortcut. If it was like at like 15 or something, you can go back down to 1, hit do it, and then when you come back, you're back at 1. So right now in arranger mode, we've got these a bunch of clips here that we built. We go back into matrix mode, and we see like on line 2, we see what do I have on line 2? I got my flute. Line 1, I got my main line. And then line 3, I've got another drum. Line 4, I've got bass line. Line 5, I've got like the JD08, which starts off a little late. And there it is. And then line 5, we got another drum line. So what I can do now is I'll go and hit menu again, get back into arranger mode, and then hit record to arrangement. And once you hit record to arrangement, now you can actually take any of the clips you have, and you can also use the pads at the same time and overlay anything that's going on. So you've got your preset patterns, they're already here. And then you can have other instruments. Like I could have my Moog CV'd into here. Right now I've got the JD08. So I could go in, and while this is recording on a clip, I could go suddenly make like 3 active, and then I could play the JD08 over whatever else I already did. And then the other thing I can do is once I put it in arranger mode, I can record it to the Zoom. And once I record it to the Zoom, I could overlay playing the keyboard and do that, or hook my Moog grandmother, all kinds of things. We're thinking of getting a new Moog, the new kit that has the wave folding and connect it through CV, because we're not really using CV. We're using like USB MIDI on this, but it's really cool to be able to bring instruments in. We have used the grandmother on here, but also it's just using it as a MIDI. But that kit would be cool to bring that in as CV with the wave folding. So we're thinking about that. It'd be a fun thing to do for my birthday. And everybody knows Peg's birthday is on 9/13. So if you're into that, or you go send me some nice stuff. I like micro minis, but that's to be continued. So we're gonna go into arranger mode right now, and we're not using the Q8, the LA to record it. We're just gonna put together a song kind of stream of conscious style. We're not gonna do any vocals on this particular one, so we're gonna mute the vocal and just do the arranger. So my vocal is gonna go on mute while I put this together. So we're back, and that was like just a jam that you can do by taking a MIDI instrument like our Roland Boutique JD08 MIDI'd into the Akai Force. So we just used the arranger mode to put together some basic tracks in a very kind of expansive sound manner, which is how we tend to record. What we like to do is we're going to go back to the beginning here and go back to one. And hopefully that, I'm not seeing a lot of stuff here though. I don't know if it really did it. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think it recorded. But you got to hear what I did, but for some reason it didn't record it. So that's kind of a pain. But I did get it recorded here, so I can do that again. I kind of would like to go back and do it again. Sometimes it's weird with the Ranger mode. If it doesn't kick off right, it doesn't freaking record it. So we did an example of what that is. I don't have to do it again. But this is an example of how you can use these. I'm not sure why it didn't. Like I can look into the grid here and it doesn't show me that it recorded anything. And I've seen that happen before. It's kind of sometimes it glitches. Yeah, actually you could hear it recording, but it wasn't actually putting it into the memory, which is I don't know if that's a glitch, but you know, I thought it counted off, and usually if it counts off, you know it worked right. But because I'm trying to do a couple of things here, that's what happened. So if I go back in, I just want to make sure this is working right again. I mean, get my now I've got my JD08 kind of all screwed up. So when we go back and whatever I did, I can get back to the bass patch. And that's the bass patch, so that's kind of cool. Like if you went too far, you can. Now if they order to save something, you just press the key on the JD08 and it will save it. When it's flashing, it saves it. So that's kind of cool. But we're going to try this again and make sure this thing records into arranger mode right. So you hit the record button and you to arrangement, and it should actually do a kickoff on the time. And now it's doing it right. So we're going to zoom in on it. And so we're back, and so this time, if we look at Akai Force and we look really at it, you can see the arranger mode actually recorded, and we see the patterns in here. So now that's actually saved. So you can go back to arrangement, and then you click the bar, and you double click on the bar, and then you go to 1 and do it, and now it's back to 1. So this is where we usually go and open up with our JD, with our L8 over here. And what we do over here is we actually go and we start to put vocals together so we can overdub. Because we found that we had a hard time trying to bring the vocal track into the Akai Force. It wasn't really built to do it. One cool thing would be cool is if they specifically created an update that allow you to put a vocal track to bring it into the device. I know you can sample it, but it would be better if you could do what I do here is I arm some tracks over here for tracks 1 and 2 in a project, and then play my arrangement into the Zoom L8. After I play it into the L8, then I overdub a vocal into it. And then I have it on SD card, and then I master it. And the cool thing about the L8, it's got a bunch of effects. And in real time, when you're in a master mode, you can go between like a chorus and then emphasize the delay on a particular vocal by just hitting the button right when it occurs. So I've had a style where I go and I'll have it on chorus for the main part of the vocal, but then there's certain accents I want to have delay come in. I'll hit the delay button, go back to chorus, and then sometimes use the plate for certain phrases. So I kind of make choices when I'm mastering and listen to my vocals on once on the replay, once I go into master mode and bounce around with the effects and do that. And it's worked pretty well. I've put out a bunch of songs doing that. It's a little maybe unconventional, but that's what I like to do. It's part of expansive sound. So this whole session here has been kind of a teaching moment about the workflow I use with these devices, the combination of the Zoom L8 for the final mix down and the vocal, using the Akai Force for its ability to be like a DAW-less DAW, and then using the boutique to bring some real kind of real-time synthesis. In the way that I use my Moogs and Roland's over on the other side of the room, there's JD08 is fantastic. I love the sound of it. Because sometimes people look at these Rolands and they're like, what could I do with it? This is a cool use of using a boutique. And this is the only boutique I ever bought. I mean, I wanted a couple other ones. I did want the D5 and it went out of production. But this thing's kind of like a D5. And it's a lot better in terms of the control schema. Again, I love having all these sliders. It's kind of like the new Juno X, because I love the Jupiter, but I kind of hesitated and I didn't buy it. I still have my Juno GI, I've got my grandmother. I got a System 1M. I've got an Arturia Mini Brute 2S. We got this Akai Force over here. And I even have this other thing. It's pretty cool. Is a Teenage Engineering OPZ. Now, the cool thing about this OPZ, I actually play a song. I was playing around with it. Get in the funk. Get in the funk. And you do what you want. And get in the funk. And get in the funk. And do what you want. Do that junk. Get in the funk. And do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want. You do what you want. Yeah, you get the idea. But the cool thing about this OPZ is that you can just take it anywhere. You'd be sitting in the bathroom and come up with a song, and be watching TV and come up with a song. And I use it a lot. In the past, I actually did a whole album called "The Flower That Blooms at Midnight in the Tomb." It's on Amazon.com. Shameless plug. Go on Amazon.com and check out "Flower That Blooms at Midnight in the Tomb." We did a whole record on this with this. And then I just deviate from what I was talking about. But yeah, this has been a session just to show what we can do. We're going to do more of these in the future. You can see it is a bedroom studio. You see my bed. But this is Phantom Electric Ghost signing off. A happy 4th of July. We wanted to try something different. Hopefully everybody liked it, and we'll talk to you later. Again, just to go over some things, we do have some sponsors. You can see down there, there's newsly.me. Use coupon code GHOST2021, and you get 1 month free premium subscription, so you can stop scrolling and start listening. They're a free iOS app. You use Ghost code 2021 and get a free month premium subscription. The other thing you want to do is check out our other sponsor, Double Jack Online. So Double Jack Online is an online lottery, and they do crowdfunding. They do NFTs. And what's cool is if an influencer, people go and play Keno, they play Powerball, they play Euro Lottery, and if you join as an influencer, you get a percentage of the profits. Right now, we've got a scan code you can bring up. So if you bring up this scan code on your cell phone right now, and you scan that, and I'll pull down the brand because it's blocking scan code. So if you take your cell phone right now and scan that code, you can get on the Double Jack Online, and that you can either play the online lottery yourself or get into their NFTs, or you can be an influencer and get other people to do it. They'll create a custom link for you. And the cool thing about that is if you get the custom link for yourself, then you can take that and put on a poster at a concert, and you get free residual side income coming in, which is pretty cool. If you're a band and you need to do that, you can take your band artwork and get it turn it into NFTs. Again, if you just do Double Jack Online /Phantom Electric Ghost, you can get to be part of Double Jack. You try it out, you can get a pretty good income if you do it right and you set it up. You put that scan code like on a stage or on your online presence and get people to join. It's a cool way to get passive income as a musician or an artist or an influencer. We encourage you to check it out. You should subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're trying to monetize that. So it'd be cool if you could do that, because that would help us out a lot as the Ghost. And if you would check out all of our links, you can check them out online. On Facebook, we're Phantom Electric Ghost, and that would be cool if you could do that. And on YouTube, we're Phantom Electric Ghost, so you can subscribe to our channel there, and that would be cool if you do that. Here's all of our links So if you go and check this out, found.e, Fam Electric Ghost links, and you can check us out there. We'll talk to you later. Thank you very much for listening.